A federal court appeals panel has upheld a temporary block on the Trump administration's use of the Alien Enemies Act for deportations. So Wednesday's ruling means a temporary restraining order imposed by Judge James Boasberg will stay in place when it comes to the deportations of alleged Venezuelan gang members to El Salvador. The case is now expected to head to the Supreme Court. CBS News Department of Justice reporter Jake Rosen joins us now. Jake, what more can you tell us about this circuit court decision?
Well, that's right. In a decision that came down today after arguments on Monday, it was a 2-1 decision in favor of upholding Judge Boasberg's temporary restraining order, which just blocked the deportations of alleged Tren de Aragua gang members. It does not block the detention or arrests of these people, which the Trump administration has falsely claimed. But this decision came down with a Trump-appointed judge in the dissent arguing that the case should have been brought in Texas, where the 5 original plaintiffs in the case and a majority of those who the administration would seek to deport if the block was lifted are currently being held. There was a Reagan-appointed judge and an Obama-appointed judge who ruled in favor of keeping this block in play, basically saying that they believe that, A, it's too early in the case to be deciding a lot of the merits in this case, but B, that Judge Boasberg did have the authority to issue the temporary restraining order, knowing what he knew on Saturday, which was really not a lot, and that these proceedings will continue to play out under Judge Boasberg as he gets more heat from the White House and the executive branch.
When it comes to the administration answering Boasberg's questions on why they didn't turn flights around, the Justice Department did file a 14-page document overnight defending their actions. What more did we learn there?
That's right. They argued that by the time Judge Boasberg's order, which was verbal, was told to an attorney, that and by the time he put another order a couple minutes later, 30 minutes later, in writing, he did not include, and again, this is at the center of this case, he did not include an order to turn those planes around. And the government argued in court filings last night that because of that, at 7:25 p.m., when Judge Boasberg's order went into play, that those planes were out of U.S. airspace. And because they were military planes, President Trump has the Article 2 power to send those planes wherever he sees fit because he is the president and he has power to do that. In addition to that, they also argued, despite a Department of Justice attorney arguing counter to this and agreeing with the judge that his verbal order to turn those planes around was immediate, they argued that because the order was just verbal and never put in the record, that it was not binding on them. And they tried to thread the needle, Lindsay, by saying that technically they did not remove anyone because those people were already removed from the United States before Judge Boasberg blocked their removal.
So let's stay with Judge Boasberg, because in a confluence of strange happenings, he's now been assigned to preside over another lawsuit alleging the Trump administration violated federal law when Jeffrey Goldberg was added to that Signal group chat. What can you tell us? That's
right. This was randomly assigned. This was not deliberate by anyone, but Judge Boasberg will be overseeing a case that was filed last night, brought by a group called American Oversight. It's a left-leaning watchdog group which sued, accusing the Trump administration, including Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and CIA Director John Ratcliffe, of breaking federal record-keeping laws in the Federal Records Act, which, because, as Mr. Goldberg and The Atlantic have alleged, that there was a disappearing messages feature in this group chat, which means that if you go back to whenever it was set, whether it's deleting after a couple of days, deleting after a couple of weeks, deleting after a month, that they were not in line with procedures set in place to make sure that these communications were recorded.
Jake Rosen, thank you.